you misinterpret or end up incorrectly answering questions, which leads to the wrong calculation. Most importantly, we're not going to talk about any third-party calculator. We're going to focus just on the official source, which is the IRCC Canada.ca CRS calculator, and see how to use that. The CRS score calculation is one of the most important aspects of an express entry application. When starting an express entry profile or starting on your express entry journey, the most important, the first thing that comes to your mind is CRS score calculation. Even though a lot of folks end up trying to calculate their own CRS score using the government calculator, oftentimes the calculation ends up being incorrect, or you misinterpret or end up incorrectly answering questions, which leads to the wrong calculation. How can you accurately calculate your CRS score? How can you ensure that you use the government calculator correctly? This is what we're going to talk about in this video, so stay tuned until the end. Most importantly, we're not going to talk about any third-party calculator. There are a lot, including our immigration partner app, that you can use in order to assess your particular express entry CRS score. However, we're going to focus just on the official source, which is the IRCC Canada.ca CRS calculator, and see how to use that. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Dhruv. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. At our firm Efficient, we assist all prospective immigrants with their immigration to Canada. If you are an aspirant, you need assistance, here is our contact information. Feel free to get in touch with us. We'll be happy to assist. If you would like to chat with me or any other RCIC in our team, feel free to book an appointment. The link to book an appointment is in the description of the video, along with numerous other links. So make sure you check the description of the video to find amazing helpful links. As you get ready to calculate your CRS score, how to use the government calculator for score calculation, before we go into the details of that, let's quickly take a minute to answer the comment of the week. This comment comes on our PR portal confirmation timeline video. And the question is that I've already received the PR portal request, that is called the Portal 1 request. However, I already had an account on the PR portal before. Now, I went into that account. I was not given a new user ID or password. I went to the same account and I submitted my declaration, submitted my photograph, and now the case shows under review. Is it okay? Absolutely. In a lot of cases, folks already have an account on the PR portal. In that case, all that needs to be done is making your declaration, making your submission, and then you have to await for IRCC to issue you the COPR. I hope this helps. Now, coming to the CRS score calculator, the official Canada.ca, the Government of Canada issued calculator, is what most people use to calculate their CRS score. And they need to understand, they want to understand how exactly the calculation is done. So let's take a look at how we can do that. Here on the screen, you can see the check your score page. This is the Canada.ca score calculator. And over here, we can see there is the CRS calculator. Now, guys, we're going to go over the CRS calculator step by step. And I'm going to explain how to answer each question. So by the end of this video, once we are done with this demo, you would have a clear understanding of how to compute your CRS score. So if you are in a position you are trying to calculate, if you follow these instructions, you should be able to calculate your correct CRS score. Now, guys, the first question here is, what is your marital status? The marital status can be annulled marriage, which means your marriage took place but it was not valid, so it got annulled. Common law, if you've been living with your partner for 12 months as conjugal partners, divorced or separated, legally separated, married, never married, widowed. So guys, this is pretty straightforward. Based on what your marital status is, you select whatever your particular situation is. Again, if you are legally separated, single, divorced, all of that, even widowed and annulled marriage, that puts you in without spouse category. And then if you are common law partner and married, you will have to provide details of your spouse. So let's go ahead and say that you're married, just for the sake of completeness of going through this calculator. The second question is your spouse a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident? Now, guys, here it's a very simple yes or no question. So let's assume no for now. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching this video till here. I request you to now quickly subscribe to the channel so you stay updated about latest and greatest in Canadian immigration. You subscribing to the channel keeps us motivated and keeps us thriving to create great informational content for all of you. So subscribe right now. Now the next question here is, will your spouse or common law partner come with you to Canada? So guys, here it is about whether your spouse is accompanying you when you become a permanent resident or non-accompanying. Now, if the spouse is accompanying, there is a different score calculation. If the spouse is non-accompanying, there's a different score calculation because your score is then calculated as if you do not have a spouse. So accompanying and non-accompanying is on the basis of your personal condition, personal situation. If your spouse foresees staying back while you land in Canada as permanent resident, then you say no to this question. Otherwise, you say yes. Now, guys, again, if you say no, that means you are anticipating your spouse will not become permanent resident with you, and you'll have to later sponsor them if they wish to come to Canada with you after. How old are you? This is straightforward, so let's just select a number. What is your level of education? Now guys, over here, there is secondary diploma, 1-year program at a university, 2-year program. So here you have to select the highest level. Bachelor's degree, 2 or more certificate, master's. Now the 2-year program, 1-year program, bachelor's and master's are straightforward. The problem comes when there is this option 2 or more certificate, degrees or diplomas. One must be for a program of 3 years or more. Now guys, this is a confusing question for a lot of people, and oftentimes the question is, I have 2 diplomas. I did a 2-year diploma in my home country, I did a 2-year diploma in Canada. Do I select this option? No, you only select this option if one of your program was for 3 years or more. If you did an advanced diploma and you're doing another certificate, then you select this. If you've done a bachelor's degree and a certificate in Canada, then you select 2 or more certificates. Say in most cases, folks have done a bachelor's degree back home, they come to Canada as students, they do a 1-year program or a 2-year program, then you select this program. So let's select this for now. Have you earned a Canadian degree, diploma or certificate? Now guys, in this question, it's all about whether you have done Canadian education, and if you answer yes, then you have to choose what is the level. So there's only 3 levels. Either you've done high school, or you've done a 1 or 2-year diploma, or you've done a degree diploma of 3 years or longer, or a master's program, right? So if you came to Canada and did a degree or a master's or an advanced diploma, you select the third option. If you did a 1 or 2-year diploma, you select this. Official languages, depending on what exam you've done, you just select the scores here. This is pretty straightforward. You have to just go into your certificate for the language test result and find whatever score applies to you. Any other language result, so if you've done the French exam, you select and enter the language. So we'll just say not applicable for now. In the last 10 years, how many years of skilled work experience do you have in Canada? Now, this is an important question. If you have less than 1 year, you select none or less than. If you have between 1 and 2 years, you select 1 year. So if you have not completed 2 years yet, don't select 2 years, just select 1 year, because otherwise your score will be incorrect unless you anticipate completing the 2 years by the time you apply, or you are wanting to calculate your score with 2 years of experience. If you are at 1 point some months, then you have to select 1 year to get an accurate estimate of the current score that you would have. In the last 10 years, how many years of foreign experience? Now guys, this is again same concept. You get maximum points for 3 years of foreign experience. But again, if you have 2.5 years of foreign experience, then you have to select 2 years. If you have 1.5, 1 year. So even if you did 1 year and 11 months, you won't get credit for 2 years. You only get credit for 1 year. You only get credit for 2 years when you have completed the 2 years. So let's select this. Do you have a certificate of qualification? Now there is COQ, certificate of qualification, exists for trade occupations, and there are different kinds of certificate of qualifications that exist, which are provincially or federally regulated. And if you have a certificate of qualification, such as for electrician or for other occupations, then you select yes, otherwise you select no. Do you have valid job offer supported by an LMIA? Now guys, this question used to be used for 50-point calculation. At this point, honestly, this question in this calculator has no role to play. So you can say yes or no, it won't really matter. So even if I say I have a LMIA, it says additional points here, but once I show you the table, there won't be any additional points. Do you have a nomination? You can select yes or no. If you select yes, you'll get extra points for nomination, otherwise you won't. Do your spouse, common law partner, have at least one brother or sister living in Canada who is a citizen or a PR? Most important, it has to be a sibling, and that person has to be a citizen or PR. They have to be 18 years or older, related to you or your partner by blood, marriage, common law, partnership, or adoption, have a parent in common with you or your partner, right? So it has to be blood sibling, number one. Secondly, they have to be Canadian citizen or permanent resident. Let's say no here. What is the highest level? Now all these questions are about your spouse. Your section is done. It's now about your spouse. What is the highest level of education? So again, they are similar questions. So based on whether spouse has a bachelor's degree, bachelor's plus a diploma, or a master's degree, you just select the most appropriate, and most importantly, the 2 or more certificate, which we have already talked about in this video. In the last 10 years, how much experience in Canada does your spouse have? Again, skilled experience in Canada in tier 0, 1, 2, or 3. And this is only for Canada. Don't put foreign experience. Your spouse won't get any points for foreign experience. And then lastly, the last question is your language ability for your spouse. So you just select the exam and just put in the scores that your spouse achieved. And that's it. You calculate, and here is your entire score calculation. So you have the scores for human capital factors, spouse factors, skills transferability factors, and lastly, additional points. And you can see that there's no extra points for arranged employment, which has been removed. Now guys, this is essentially the entire process for calculating your CRS. Once you go through this process, you know your CRS score. It is important to know your CRS score so that you can plan ahead, you know your chances. And hopefully through this tutorial, you were able to get all the answers to the commonly asked questions about how to calculate CRS, or you may be doing something wrong or your score was not coming out right. Hopefully by following these steps, you would be able to find out your CRS score. And if you are above 500, then be in the pool. No matter where you lie, at any point you may get a drop. That's it for this video, guys. In summary, we've talked about the CRS calculator and a brief tutorial on how to use it. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you are notified about any new video that we upload. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching this video till the end. I would request you to do 3 things kindly. Number 1 is to subscribe to this channel. You subscribing to this channel allows us to create more and more informative videos and improve the content that we deliver. Secondly, please mention in the comment section what you liked about this video, what you disliked about this video, and what would you like us to cover next, so that we cover what you want to see and we don't make the same mistakes again. Thirdly, I would request you to kindly share this or any one video from our channel with any one friend of yours, because one piece of information can change someone's life. Thank you very much and keep watching FHCLink.